everyone, and welcome to today's bonus video. For today's bonus video we are going to be creating a salt bar. Those of you who do watch our YouTube channel may well have seen us creating our green clay and avocado salt bar and our rose clay and argan salt bar. We are essentially doing the same kind of base, but we are actually doing a different scent. So today we are doing a Brazilian clay with lavender salt bar, which is going to be a really nice kind of purple shade, and we've got some lovely lavender essential oil included in there as well. We are also going to be creating a recipe post to accompany this video, which you will be able to then download and print the recipe to follow at home if you wish to. So I hope you enjoy today's bonus video, and without any further ado, let's get on to the salt bar making. So in this pan we have 810 grams of coconut oil, which we have melted, and to this we are going to add 90 grams of argan oil. So slowly going in with the argan oil. I am going to need to open a second bottle because this one is virtually empty. So bottle number 2. And this is refined argan oil. We do use unrefined in things like our body butters, but for soap we tend to use refined oils because it is a rinse-off product, so there is not a huge benefit to using unrefined oils in soap, and they are a lot more expensive. So unrefined, absolutely fine in soap. So I'm just going to mix those oils together very briefly, and then I'm going to add in our purple Brazilian clay. And today we have got 25 grams of purple Brazilian clay. Here in the UK, you can get purple Brazilian clay from the soap kitchen, but it is quite expensive. I've actually found for the amount that we buy, it is more cost effective to actually purchase it from Brambleberry in the USA, have it shipped over, pay the customs fees and whatnot, and it still works out cheaper doing it that way than actually purchasing from the soap kitchen in the UK. So that is always an option to consider. I don't know of anywhere else that does purple Brazilian clay other than those two places. So let's go in with that clay now. And I'm adding it into the oil now just so that it disperses really nicely. If you wanted to, you could also add it into the lye water solution, but I just quite like adding it into the oil portion like this. Just seems to work nicely for what we want. But a lot of people do add it into the lye solution, and it is certainly a very viable option for incorporating clays into soaps. Just going to mix this in now, make sure it's nicely incorporated, then we're going to move on to the next step. So we have now taken the temperature of the oils and the clay solution, and it is 88 degrees Fahrenheit, which is great because it needs to be below 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Coconut oil can heat up and crack. It is very prone to that, which is why we soak at a low temperature for these sea salt bars. We are going to now add in 40 grams of lavender essential oil. Just going to pour it into the pan and then mix it in with the spatula. So mixing it all in nicely now with the spatula, and the next step is going to be adding in the cooled lye water solution. And we have taken the temperature of the lye water as well, and it is registering 89 degrees Fahrenheit, so that is great. And I'm now just going to slowly pour it into the pan over the spatula. So that is all the lye water in now, and we are going to bring in the stick blender and bring it all to a nice light trace today. So after we have got to a nice light trace, it's going to be time to add in 450 grams of sea salt. And as the sea salt goes in, it will bubble, and you will notice lots of air bubbles rising up to the surface. That is absolutely normal. I tend to just kind of stir until those air bubbles stop coming up to the surface. It just feels like the way to do it. So just incorporating it really nicely, making sure that salt is all nice and broken up, that there's no clumps of it in there or anything. And then I'm going to transfer it into a jug just because it makes it a lot easier for pouring into moulds. You could pour from the pan if you wanted to, but definitely a lot easier to transfer to a jug and pour that way. And all that is left to do now is pull in the mould and get the salt bar batter poured into each of the individual cavities. I'll start in the top left and work my way down the mould. Just slowly pouring so that nothing kind of overflows, and I'm pouring to just slightly below the top of each cavity. I can always top it up if I've got some left over at the end. It's a lot easier to top up rather than to try and take out to level them up. And that is 12 lavender salt bars completed. We're going to pop them to one side now. They should be ready to unmould in anywhere from 2 to 6 hours, so it's not going to be a long wait for these. We will come back and unmould them very shortly. So we are back, and because it's only been a few hours since we actually made these, I am still wearing my gloves for unmoulding because they won't have fully saponified now, so they could still be caustic. I've already eased the edge of the mould and eased the bars away, and they are coming away really, really easily. All I need to do now is pop out the individual bars, and we will be done. So here are 12 lavender salt bars, all unmoulded, smelling lovely, looking lovely. Really happy with how these ones have turned out. Do give them a try if you enjoy salt bars because they are a lovely scent. And yes, that is about it for today. I hope you have enjoyed today's bonus video. I will be adding another post as well, which is going to be a kind of step-by-step recipe with photos to accompany this video, and there will be a downloadable PDF recipe if you wish to print it at home and follow it on a piece of paper. Because if you're anything like me, you would rather follow a recipe from a piece of paper than a recipe on a phone screen or a tablet screen, but maybe that's just because I'm a little bit old-fashioned. I like the paper way of doing things. So yeah, a downloadable PDF will be accompanying this recipe too. Thank you for watching. We will see you next time. Have a lovely evening and bye for now.